Here, where the mountains touch the heavens, time itself is but a whisper in the wind. In the heart of the Alps, time itself stands still.
The Alps, a timeless expanse of majestic peaks, stand as silent witnesses to centuries of history.
In an age of conquest, two titans clashed, their wills forged in fire.
For centuries, the Roman legions marched, an empire forged in iron and discipline. But in the shadowed forests, another power stirred. In the annals of history, few voices echo with such enduring clarity. Even in times of peace, the specter of conflict looms.
Welcome to the chaos and shifting loyalties of the early Middle Ages.
In these lands, the feudal lords reigned supreme, their power etched into every stone of their fortified castles. In a realm untouched by time, where jagged peaks pierce the heavens, stand the forgotten chalets. Nestled deep within the majestic Swiss Alps, these chalets stood as silent sentinels, embraced by an eternal winter. These chalets, silent witnesses to countless seasons, hold the echoes of lives simply lived. The mountain's silent promise loomed large, a reminder of the trials to come. With winter's embrace, the Austrian legions marched, their double-headed eagle banners piercing the dim mountain pass. The winter winds carried a chill, but a colder dread swept across the land.
The Habsburg army struggled through the deep snow near Lake Aegeri.
The unforgiving wind bit through their armor, each step a testament to a struggle against an indifferent, frozen world. The Habsburg army, weakened and weary, struggled onward, each step a testament to their fading hope. The mountain pass, a narrow choke point, was ideal for an ambush.
The high, wooded slopes above the pass. Here, the Confederates prepare their ambush.
Vengeance for their fallen comrades fueled their actions.
The mountains awakened, and the heavens themselves began to fall. The boulders, with crushing force, struck the unprepared lines.
The disciplined ranks of the Habsburg army, once a formidable wall, now fractured under the weight of an unseen dread. Through the treacherous mountain pass, the Swiss infantry descended, a force of nature, unwavering in their resolve.
In the pass below, the Swiss infantry met the Habsburg army, a brutal clash of steel and fury.
The pass below, a choke point for the Habsburg advance, became a meat grinder. The Swiss soldiers fight with incredible speed and ferocity. The Swiss formation absorbed the scattered counterattacks with unyielding discipline and resilient resolve.
The Habsburg army, broken and in full retreat, found no mirth in the Swiss pursuit.
The invaders, relentless in their pursuit, cut down the desperate men as they stumbled backwards toward the unforgiving lake.
This was the cost, laid bare for all to see.
Here lies a warrior, now at peace, his final slumber a silent ode to battles past. For centuries, the soldier knew that every battle began long before the first cry of war. This was no ordinary spear. Its length, a testament to ancient battles, spoke of a different kind of war.
Behold the ancient might of the Pike Square, a formidable wall of steel and resolve. Neither skill nor courage can overcome the strength of the Pike Square. An impenetrable wall of steel and wood,
a defense forged through centuries of warfare.
Every man fought alongside his lifelong neighbors.
In these ancient woods, every man fought alongside his lifelong neighbors.
For every man fought alongside his lifelong neighbors.
The Swiss Pike Square, an immovable force, stood firm against the thundering charges of the Habsburg alliance.
With every charge, their frustration grew. The Pike Square, an unbreakable wall, held firm against their might.
They stood unyielding, a living wall against the storm, and drove back the tide of horses and men.
Leopold I, leading the assault at Sempach.
The clash of Leopold's army against the Swiss forces echoed through the valley, a fierce struggle for freedom.
At Sempach, the Swiss Confederates defied all odds, defeating the invaders and bringing about the tragic end of Duke Leopold.
The 15th century dawns, and with it, Europe's great powers of France, Milan, and the Empire begin their inexorable expansion. As Europe's great powers expanded, they demanded professional standing armies.
From the mountains of Switzerland, they came. Mercenaries for hire, their loyalty a contract.
For centuries, the Swiss mercenaries were known for their unwavering discipline and fearsome effectiveness on the battlefield.
From the mountains of Switzerland, they descended, a force forged in iron and discipline.
And so, from humble beginnings, Switzerland began its inexorable expansion.
Over the centuries, new cantons joined, expanding the original core.
The Confederation grows stronger, its borders more defined.
Behold, Charles the Bold, Duke of Burgundy, and the might of his grand army.
The armies of the Duke of Burgundy, arrayed with cannons, wagons, and hundreds of heavily armored men-at-arms. The Duke's army, vast and formidable, stretched across the landscape like a living river of steel.
The Burgundian army, once formidable, now dissolved into a desperate, panicked retreat. The Swiss streamed down the hillsides, a relentless tide, routing the organized retreat into utter chaos.
With every hurried step, the abandoned treasures faded, a desperate gamble in the face of certain doom.
The Swiss engage. Engage!
The tight pike formations held firm, an unbreakable wall against desperate cavalry charges.
No mercy was given. The battlefield transformed into a watery grave as soldiers were driven into the cold depths of Lake Murten.
Here lies a titan, brought low by the weight of time and endless strife.
In 1499, the Swiss, cunning and strategic, used fog, forests, and high ridges to their advantage.
Swift and decisive, the Swiss soldiers struck with the force of an avalanche.
They crossed mountains to strike the enemy's rear.
At Dornach, 1499, the Imperial might, 16,000 strong, clashed with 6,000 Swiss.
Small units, using speed and cover, bypassed the main lines to assault the artillery park.
So swift and complete was their infiltration, that the enemy artillery never managed to fire a single shot.
The pikes, mobile and relentless, had neutralized the nascent power of gunpowder on the battlefield.
From the depths of history, a new power emerges. Their long weapons glinting in the sun.
The field was quiet now, a silence born of exhaustion, but the echoes of battle still clung to the air. The bright, clear colors of the pike squares began to look archaic against the gray haze. In the chaos and smoke of Marignano, the Swiss pike blocks stood as a testament to ferocious effectiveness.
They are being chewed up by massed cannon fire and arquebuses before they can close.
They discovered, to their horror, that even the fastest sprint could not outrun a well-aimed cannonball. The formations began to break, their purpose lost to an enemy they could not see.
The weight of empires, shattered by a single barrage. Their formations broke.
Quiet centuries passed, bringing forth the gentle dance of the seasons. The focus returned to defense, not offense, preserving our tranquil lives.
For centuries it has stood, a beacon of faith and history.
For centuries, they have stood as guardians of history, unwavering in their solemn duty. In the heart of Vatican City, ancient traditions endure.
Pope Julius II, recognizing the finest soldiers remaining in Europe, hired a small detachment to guard his person.
He granted them the title, Defenders of the Church's Freedom, the Swiss Guard.
For over 5 centuries, they have stood guard, silent sentinels of a sacred trust.
In the heart of Rome, the Swiss Guard maintain the highest standards of discipline and unwavering loyalty.
They are the living echo of a history where courage was the only armor required.
The mountains stand silent, eternal guardians of time itself. Here, in the high, silent Alps, the sun sets, casting long shadows across. And so, as the sun sets, these mountains stand eternal, silent witnesses to the passage of countless ages.
This is the end.